Hello, we were talking about the two-step equations practice in the last video, and we were doing some practice in that. And I told you guys I would either be doing word problems in two-step equations, or I'd be skipping ahead to linear equations. So the thing is, I made up some word problems. So let's get started with some two-step equations word problem practice. Okay, so let's get started with two-step equation word problem practice. Hey guys, let's take a look at number 1 now in two-step equation word problem practice. So it says Trevor has double the amount of candies and 7 more than Ian, while Ian's friend James has 3 times what Ian has in terms of candles. How many candles does each friend have? And also, side note, I forgot to add that in there, but Trevor's amount and James's amount is exactly the same amount. Hello. So right now we got the problem now, so let's get started with solving it. Okay, so we know that Trevor has double of Ian. So actually, before we get started into Trevor, Ian, we don't even know what he is. They didn't give us any clue. At least I didn't give you guys any clue about Ian. But I did tell you that Trevor has double what Ian has, and he has 7 more than the number. So that question mark that I put can actually be turned into a variable. And Ian's friend James, right? He also has 3 times what Ian has. And also, I also told you in that side note that Trevor and James have the same amount of candles, right? So we know that's going to be our equation. 2x plus 7 equals 3x. Now let me erase this, and while I'm erasing it, try to pause the video and see if you guys can figure out, or try to see what the answer is while I'm erasing this. Okay, I'm assuming you guys have either paused the video and figured it out, or you guys are anxiously waiting for my answer, or you guys have a bit of, or you guys need a bit of help. So let's get started. So let's continue is actually what I'm going to say. 2x plus 7 equals 3x. That was our problem. So now for that part, all you have to do is to basically use the principle from the two-step equations video that we had earlier in the two-step equation practice and the introductory video that you guys must have watched earlier. So in that, we always talked about the lower coefficient. I mean, I prefer to use the lower coefficient to subtract, but you guys can do either one. But since in this scenario, there's only one variable with a coefficient, that's what I'm trying to get rid of first. So 2x minus 2x is nothing. So it's 7 equals x. So boom, that's what Ian has. But wait, we're not done with the problem yet. This is how much Ian has. How much does Trevor and James have? Well, Trevor actually has 7 times 2 is 14, plus 7 is 21. So Trevor and James both have 21. So there's your answer. Ian has 7, while James and Trevor have 21. So there you go, guys. That's your first problem already done. So if you guys need more practice, I'm going to give you guys more practice. If you guys feel comfortable, you guys can have your own problems, actually. If you guys know how to do it. Alright. The next problem is fairly simple. Look down at number 2. 7 pounds of the Densuk watermelon is equal to 3 pounds of the Densuk watermelon plus $65 more worth. How much does 1 pound of watermelon cost? Okay, now pause the video and see if you guys can figure out the problem, and I'll show you guys my answer. Okay, I'm assuming you guys have paused the video and figured it out, or you guys are doing that still. So, if you guys need more time, you guys can, again, pause the video and see if you can figure it out. And you guys can see my answer now. Okay, so we know the Densuk watermelon. I want to use a new color now. The Densuk watermelon is 7... If you have 7 pounds, pounds I'm just going to use for X. If that's equal to 3 pounds plus $65 more in its worth, then that's our equation, because that's the same thing. So boom, that's your equation already right there. So now what you have to do is basically, again, use the principles from the second two-step equation video. So you actually now, you subtract 3x from both sides. I don't know why I did 7x, I don't know. So you subtract 3x from both sides. Excuse me, 4x equals 65, since this is gone. And later I'm actually going to do a multiplication video, but for right now, I just want to use a calculator. So 65 divided, hang on, okay, 65 divided by 4 equals 16.25. So that's how much 1 pound of Densuk is worth. And you guys can double check your answer if you don't believe me either. So 1625 multiplied by 3 is 48.75. 48.75. Plus 65 equals, let me erase this. There we go. Okay, so this part of the equation equals 113.75. And if 16.25 multiplied by 7 equals 113.75, and it does, then your work is complete. X equals 16.25. Cool. So now that we've got the second problem tackled down really quickly, let's do the last and final problem, number 3. Let's take a look at number 3 now. 5 boxes of caramel popcorn equals 3 boxes of caramel popcorn plus $21 in extra value. How much does 1 box cost? Again, pause the video, see if you guys can figure it out, and then wait for my answer. Hi guys, I'm assuming you guys have paused the video and tried to figure it out on your own, and I bet you guys are successful. I hope you guys are. So let's try to look at the problem now. So 5 boxes of caramel popcorn, we'll use 1 box as our variable since we don't know what that is, equals 3 boxes of caramel popcorn plus $21 in value. So there we go. Our third two-step equation. Now, again, you just use the principles that I talked about in the last 2 videos, and you have to subtract 3x because, again, of the lower coefficient rule that I like to use, and I get 2x equals 21. Again, if I divide that by 2, I get that's 10.5. Very expensive for caramel popcorn. And the Densook watermelon Densook watermelon must have been pretty expensive. Just for 1 pound, $16. Wow. So yeah, $10.5 for 1 box. And you can double check your work too. 10.5 times 3 plus 21 equals 52.5. And if you divide that number by 5, if you divide that number by 5, you get 10.5. So you get pretty much the same thing on the other side of the equation as well. So x equals 10.5, and that is positive. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and share this video with your friends who are struggling with their math homework. And please subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video.